What's going on, guys? Got a little update for you on 89 489. Got some seats in it. Look at there. That came out pretty nice, considering it's being aftermarket fabric. It's not original Saleen fabric, obviously, but they just came out real nice and tidy. Guys at Five Star Upholstery did the work out of League City, Texas. I got no complaints on their quality, that's for sure. They did a nice stitch job on them, and they're really tight. Well, a couple things I did to it. Got a steering wheel in the mail coming out of India. I think I posted up, and some other guys bought some as well. This one here is kind of roached out. It's got some issues. Leather's coming apart. It's cracked up. And the one I'm going to replace it with is obviously not an original to the car, but it's the original design. It's from the period correct era of the 80s. I believe that's a Monte Carlo style wheel. It has the little finger grooves on the back of it, just like that. I mean, it's almost identical. The only difference is obviously it doesn't have the Momo embroidery in the leather, but it's not double stitched like some guys had mentioned before. But it looks the part. That's all you can really do these days on these cars, is just look the part, and for you not to get too deep invested in these cars, even though it's at this point it's labor of love. It's the car, as far as the profit margin goes, buying a car that's missing one of everything just about it's a terrible idea. Just like Mark said before in the past, buy the most expensive car you can afford, and it just holds true. This car here was it was cheap, but when you buy it from cheap, guess what? You get cheap. And you get missing a lot of pieces and stuff, and pieces to the puzzle. And I got a guy out of California who's going to redo the door panels. I sent him the fabric that I had left over. It's going to match my doors. He's going to embroider it, and it's going to look, from the work I've seen online, it looks like he does a really good job. And what else? Did a 3G alternator swap on it. It's pretty common mod these days on Fox bodies, but it needed it. The alternator was barely keeping up with the AC on. I mean, it's just like hovering around 12.9 to 13.0. You turn the headlights on, it was over. It's like it was dropping below like 12.5. So the factory alternators, I guess the 2Gs, they just don't hold up. Other than that, that's about it on the car. I mean, it's getting there. It's almost ready for the new owner to pick up. A buddy of mine I went to high school actually with bought the car from me. So in the end, he's getting a well sorted out car. The best I can do, anyways, with the parts I have. So anyhow, I can give you a little. I usually don't talk much about my gray car. Obviously, it's a lot of guys have seen it. It's 8765. Just do a walk around of it. Always get a lot of guys asking about it. It's still as it was when I bought it, other than the 6-speed swap. Obviously, it's gets driven, so there's no reason to own them if you're not going to drive them, in my opinion. That's some of the fabric I got left over laying in the front seat. Using it for storage. Oh well. Yeah, I got a couple other cars in the shop in here I never really talk much about. It's this '04 Mach 1. I believe it's Mach 1. And yeah, it's Mach 1 with the Termi swap. The guy's doing some work on it. It's coming out really nice. Got a Whipple on it. I don't know much about what's the motor's done to the motor as far as internals, but I know it's built. It's a real clean car though. And doing a little LS1 swap of all things. And a little C10. It's where those LSs belong. Keep them in Chevrolets. Keep them out of Fords. And here's a buddy of mine's little coupe. little 393, I believe. Car's real clean, Holly EFI. Been sitting around. He hadn't done much work to it lately. He's been kind of tied up at work and doing other things. But the car's coming along. He was working on it pretty hot and heavy for a few months and got involved in other things. But it'll eventually get there. Real clean car. That's all we got going on around here today. Look, we work on Toyotas too. That's a buddy of ours. His wife wrecked it and put a front. I think they're putting a front control arm in it. And boring stuff. Oh well. Keeps the lights on around here. This place is more or less a place for us to hang out and work on Fox bodies and work on whatever else people bring us. But we all have regular jobs. This is just a little something to do on the side. All right, signing out. I'll let you later.